Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the CardMess podcast. I am your host, not one, not two, but all three faces of Jamal, and this is your wrestling news. Big news for me. I am officially a member of the House of Glory Student Academy. I am going to try my hand at professional wrestling, and I never thought I would even see this day, feel this day, hear about this day, have this day. But yeah, man, I decided to take this as a career path, and hopefully everything is going to be right for me. It's going to be a long, arduous journey, as it is for most. Anybody that knows me knows that I fucking love professional wrestling. And yeah, man, it's incredible. I went to the open house seminar yesterday, as it is the 26th of January 2025. I went yesterday at January 25th, and yeah, man, there were so many hopefuls there, but just something in me decided that I was just going to sign up right then and there and make the commitment to actually do this. Some people only dream about this type of shit. So, I'm at a loss of words. Like, anybody that has known me for a long time and everyone that has ever met me knows that I fucking eat, sleep, breathe, talk about, think about pro wrestling. So for me to take this step into my journey into being a pro wrestler, stepping into this role that now I'm going to fully commit to as at 100%. Like, I'm 100% committed to this. So I don't want you guys to think I'm just doing this just to fucking do this. Nobody just does this to do this. They do this because they love to do this shit. And I want to say, for those that supported me from the beginning, thank you. For those that will continue to support me when I'm go through my journey, however long that may be, I'm going to be very humble about it and just take it day by day and do the best that I can. And yeah, man, I'm just super happy, super grateful, super thankful, and I couldn't thank everyone else enough. All right, but I have a lot to talk about today because, the Saturday was a big day for pro wrestling. Not only was I able to go to the seminar with Kurt Angle, which I will be talking about at the end of the episode, I also got to attend House of Glory's Final Warning, and that so many great matches. One to stand out would be Ricky Starks versus Charles Mason. That was a good one. They had the tag team championships on the line with one of my favorite tag teams, the main event, versus the Cold-Blooded Killers, Raheem Royal and Jay Armani. There was the House of Glory Championship match, which was a fucking banger between Mike Santana and Kenta. So I'll be talking about that later in the pod, as I want to get the big stuff out the way. Well, I'm not saying that this is not big stuff, but I'm just saying, stuff that people want to hear about for now. Saturday night's main event and AEW's Collision also happened on the same night. There was a lot of wrestling, so there's a lot to get into. I will be starting with WWE Saturday Night Main Event first, though. So let's get that out the way. Obviously, Saturday Night Main Event on Peacock. So for those that got rid of Peacock or USA on the NBC network and stuff like that, you were asked out. You didn't get to see this. But, they had a big, huge lineup. You had the Undisputed Championship contract signing with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, with Shawn Michaels to be the mediator as they were in San Antonio. Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman. That was going to be a banger. And then you had the Intercontinental Championship match, Sheamus versus Braun Breaker. Can Sheamus finally win the Intercontinental Championship? And obviously you had Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax for the Women's Championship. And Jey Uso gets another shot at the Heavyweight Championship, but this time it's against Gunther. And can Jey Uso overcome the odds and become world heavyweight champion. Well, all right, so the night started off with Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. They had a fantastic match, and the reason why it was so fantastic is because both of them, Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley collectively, they both were doing things that I haven't seen big women do. Like, I haven't seen Nia Jax jump from the top rope. Well, it was like the middle rope, but she climbs the middle rope and hits a leg drop from the top. Rhea Ripley out here doing hurricane runners and cross bodies off the top. Like, they were having like a lucha match as two big women. And I'm not talking about like, just like big as in fat. I'm just talking about they're just big. Like, Nia Jax is a big woman, big beautiful woman. You had Rhea Ripley, a tall, fucking muscular and everything like that. So they were just like, I'm talking hurricane runners and swinging DDTs and freaking cross bodies off the top. They climbing up ladders, they flipping and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Rhea Ripley did a code red to Nia Jax. That was crazy. That was crazy to me. At the end of the day, though, Rhea Ripley defends her Women's World Championship and defeats Nia Jax after she hits the Riptide. Rhea Ripley's strong as hell, so after she hits the Riptide, the match ended up being over. I was surprised that the match was kind of short. Like, it felt like a 10-minute match or something like that, but the things that they compiled into the match was very, like, really, I was thoroughly impressed. Not so much surprised, but I was very impressed by both. Not only Rhea Ripley, but Nia Jax as well. So, kudos to both of those ladies for putting on a wonderful match. Next, we had the Intercontinental Championship match between Braun Breaker and Sheamus. And Sheamus just out doing exactly what he says he does, and that's produce banger after banger after banger after bang. Okay, we're not going to go do all of that stuff like that, but, it was a very hard fought match. I mean, like, Braun Breaker broke that nigga in half like a couple times. Like, he hit him with a spear on the outside. He hit him with like kind of like a little shoulder block beforehand. The eventual match ender spear. But it's nothing taken away from Sheamus, because Sheamus hitting his knees, he hit the high cross, he was all over the fucking place, and it looked like Sheamus was going to take the Intercontinental Championship for a time. But as I live and breathe, I tell you right now, that boy Braun Breaker is different, and he ended up etching out the victory against Sheamus after hitting a spear. These two also produce a highly effective, highly powerful back and forth, knock down, drag them out, beat them up fight. And I'm here all for it. Nice to see that Braun Breaker is still the Intercontinental Champion, but it would be nice to have Sheamus win the Intercontinental Championship at least once, because like that's all he needs for his really truly Grand Slam. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the very few company that has done almost damn near everything. The only thing that he hasn't done is win the Intercontinental Championship. And that's not a lot of people could fucking say that they won the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, fuck. Sami Zayn's got the Intercontinental Championship. Carlito has the Intercontinental Championship when fucking Apollo Crews has been Intercontinental Champion before Sheamus. Like, come on, let's keep it a stack. Like, come on, what we doing? What we doing out here? Ricochet has been United States Champion. I'm sorry, like I almost gave you wrong information. We don't do that here. We're not gonna give wrong information and stuff like that. But yeah, man, like the future is looking bright for Braun Breaker, but it would be nice to have Sheamus win the Intercontinental Championship at least once in his life. So then they come back and they have a moderated contract signing between Cody Rhodes, the WWE Undisputed Heavyweight Champion, and the false WWE Undisputed Champion, Kevin Owens. And Shawn Michaels is going to mediate this, being that he is in San Antonio, Texas, and stuff like that. Shawn Michaels came out first, and he's looking still old, but still sprightly and everything like that. When they both finally went out there, basically, Kevin Owens called Cody Rhodes a liar for saying that he took the easy way out because, Cody Rhodes told Kevin Owens that he took the easy way out and stuff like that. So when Owens tried to point out the fact that Rhodes left WWE when things got hard, Rhodes still said he had enough and demanded Owens to sign the contract. And it's basically true what Kevin Owens was saying. He's like, look, when you were doing all that Stardust bullshit as I was coming in, here you are fucking leaving and then try to, take the easy way out. But to be honest, like leaving WWE as a choice is not the easiest thing to do. And it wasn't guaranteed that Cody Rhodes would have the success that he has outside. But being that Cody Rhodes left, does AEW still exist without Cody Rhodes leaving WWE when he did? I don't know if that's true or not, but it did actually hold an effect of the business side of things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cody Rhodes was actually elevating, kind of like what Matt Cardona is doing now. He's just elevating the indie scene by doing what he does. And that he has done that, like, AEW exists. There's more competition. There's no question like how healthy the wrestling industry is concurrently right now without the contributions of one Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks. So like it is a thing. It's not an easy thing to do. So for Kevin Owens to say that it was easy way out, that he quit WWE, like that wasn't a very easy thing to do. Rhodes said that he had enough. He wanted the contract signed, and Owens signed and said that once he won the title, that Rhodes would have to vacate all his privileges as the top guy to him, which is wild. Shawn Michaels then came in between that and said that Owens sounded jealous of Cody Rhodes, but Owens mentioned that when things got tough for him in the back on WWF, Shawn Michaels also left too, and that he lost his fucking smile and all that other shit. And then he tried to package pile drive HBK, but Cody Rhodes fucking kicked him, and then freaking HBK hit Kevin Owens with the Sweet Chin music. So I thought he was about to crash out again. That was really crazy. So the next segment that we had was the match that was supposed to be that didn't even fucking happen because, Jacob Fatu is a fucking madman. So Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman ended in a no contest due to Fatu throwing the referee out the ring and fucking the referee to cost the match. But then Fatu went hitting fucking Braun Strowman with a series of oh my god, he fucked up Braun Strowman. There was no reason why Braun Strowman got fucked up the way he did, except for the fact that goddamn Jacob Fatu is like that man. He's like really that guy. I mean, to leave a guy like Braun Strowman bloodied, beat up, broken ribs, broken face, like, that is incredible. That is insane. I've met Jacob Fatu in person, and that person that I met is not the person that's on television fucking whooping Braun Strowman's ass, man. That's oof. Man, like, ain't no fucking way, bro. Like, it is what it is. But they gotta do that shit again. They gotta run that shit back. They definitely gotta run that shit back. And it's gotta be, time to put up or shut up when it comes time to a match. But, as opposed to right now, Jacob Fatu got the one up on Braun Strowman. So, oof. And who's going to stop Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Solo Sikoa? We don't even know what Solo Sikoa is thinking at this point either, because he's not the bloodline leader anymore. Are they even the bloodline anymore? That's a whole nother bag of wax. It's a whole nother ball of wax and stuff like that. So, just, whew. Man, oh man. All right, so then now we have the World Heavyweight Championship match with Jey Uso and Gunther. Obviously, Jey Uso's entrance was lit. He had the crowd bumping, he had the crowd booming and everything like that. But at the end of the day, Gunther came in mad serious. You already know the vibes. He's the ring general, and he handled his business. Tonight was not, or that night was not Jey Uso's night. And it makes you wonder, when is it going to be Jey Uso's night? is Jey Uso going to become a world heavyweight champion? Is Jey Uso going to become a world champion at all? And these are questions that, like, can be debuffed and debunked and whatever have you. But again, when is going to be his moment? And that could be at the Royal Rumble. A lot of people are clamoring for CM Punk to win that. A lot of people are clamoring for Roman Reigns to win that. A lot of people are clamoring for John Cena, the Doctor of Thugonomics, to win that. But in all reality, Jey Uso should be the one to win the Royal Rumble and then go on to WrestleMania and then have his WrestleMania moment by becoming the World Heavyweight Champion. But that's neither here nor there. The Royal Rumble is going to be next week, so yeah, man, just be on the lookout for that. And that was Saturday night's main event, building momentum for the Royal Rumble. We have the Go Home Show Monday Night Raw. We have the Go Home Show Friday Night SmackDown. So, and also check out Tuesday's NXT. The Road to WrestleMania, baby. You already know what comes after the Royal Rumble. The Road to WrestleMania. So, man, what a time. What a time to be a wrestling fan. All right, so AEW also had their show going on, AEW Collision, and I'll be covering this next. The big things that we have to touch on is basically Okada and Commander. They're two different champions in AEW going against each other. You had Konosuke Takeshita versus Katsuri Shibata for the International Championship. You had Mariah May and this version of Toni Storm meeting up for the first time ever, and they're playing off on that. So, and then they had Buddy Matthews and Brody King. I don't know what they call themselves now, but they're still doing like House of Black stuff. So we'll see. All right, so the first thing on the docket was Samoa Joe with Hook and Shibata defeating the Patriarchy, Nick Wayne with Christian in the corner. Samoa Joe handled Nick the fuck Wayne. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what are we even talking about? Samoa Joe with the fucking win. Like, come on, man. Stop it. Then they cut like a video package promo for fucking Will Ospreay and the Don Callis family going against each other. So that happened. Commander and Okada go against each other for basic supremacy and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, Commander is not Kazuchika Okada, and Okada is forever. Okada and Commander shook hands after the match, but Okada then attacked Commander from behind, and I think a lot of fans are losing respect for Okada, but does not matter because Kazuchika Okada with the Rainmaker with the victory. So, he's got the victory underneath his belt. That's a big win for Okada. Commander being television champion, got that nice good old experience from New Japan, or old New Japan, and then obviously the Continental Champion, which is Kazuchika Okada, doing the damn thing and having a good match. Next we see Powerhouse Hobbs on the outside of the parking lot, but Big Bill fucking attacked him, and they basically brawled until the fucking security guards fucking came through and broke them niggas up. So you already knew the vibes there. They're gonna have to have a fade. They're gonna have to run the fade with each other eventually, because Big Bill talking Cash Money shit against Powerhouse Hobbs, saying that he's the biggest big man and he'll fuck anybody up and he don't care about Hobbs and all this other stuff. You probably should care about him because Hobbs is a fucking monster, bro. Like, he will lift your car. He's that fucking massive. He's that strong. He's that good. So, man, crazy work. Nasty, nasty, nasty work. Lexi Nair then is interviewing these assholes on my screen, the fucking Costco guys, which is Big Boom and Big Boom AJ and Big Justice. And they were interrupted by the Undisputed Kingdom, and Adam Cole and the Costco guys did a fucking boom. So it was just kind of crazy to see. It's their stick. Like, it's Adam Cole's stick to do boom. But, at the end of the day, Big Boom, AJ, and Big Justice are fucking fans. They're fans of wrestling, and that's why they were there to begin with. So the next match that we had was the Undisputed Kingdom, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. Nice to see this group together again. Versus Danny Garcia and 2.0, which is Matt Maynard and Angelo Parker. So this is also a good what do you call it? Like, a group together that, like, it's nice to see them again, because, like, the Jericho Appreciation Society, that's where they all came from, and that's how they all got down. So yeah. But Undisputed Kingdom ended up winning this match. They didn't really have too much trouble. They defeated with the high-low on freaking Maynard at the end of the match. And, the Undisputed Kingdom just shows everyone why they are the Undisputed Kingdom. Hopefully they'll take their empire to the next level, like you would think. But, it is what it is. Max Caster is now shown backstage. He was cutting a promo saying that he was a survivor before announcing an open challenge series. So I guess he's going to try to prove that he's the best wrestler alive. But we all know Max Caster is not, like, he's not a bad wrestler. He's just not the best motherfucking wrestler alive. Okay, Daniel Bryan still lives. He's alive. He's great. So, no, absolutely not. You're not the fucking best wrestler alive, my boy. I'm sorry. Then they had like a teaser for a hologram to come, but it was basically a teaser. So, it's just like one of those vignettes that they have on AEW television. Top Flight cut a promo against Leo Rush, and he just wants to face him next week, so that's good that they're on TV, but they're not quite on TV. All right, so here's the big tidbit right here. This was the moment of the night by far. There was nothing else that was more important than this. It's a shame that it's in, like, the middle of the show. Tony Schiavone was in the ring to moderate another moderation on Saturday. It's crazy. Fucking Tony Schiavone was there to moderate between Tony Storm and AEW Women's Champion Mariah May. But man, when I say I felt every sting, every barb, every emotion that you could feel here, you felt Mariah May being the despicable woman that she could be in AEW as the champion, as this heel champion, saying that she feels nothing for Tony Storm, that, like, at the end of the day, like, she's going to be happy when they go to AEW Grand Slam in Australia, and, she's just gonna dominate and do what she does. And then she had the audacity to attack Tony Storm from behind. Tony Storm was really fucked up, really got beat up there. And, security comes out. Mariah May starts, like, assaulting freaking Tony Storm with that belt. And, Timeless Tony Storm, or Tony Storm, grabs the mic and then says, "You thought, how could I forget what you've done to me?" And then she revealed that she was still timeless, and that she would make everything timeless again by beating her at Grand Slam in front of everyone. So we got Timeless Tony Storm back, guys. Timeless Tony Storm. It's over. It's over for anything that Tony Storm had going on as the rocker chick. She's still Timeless Tony Storm, and she has one of the greatest characters I've seen in such a long time, man or woman. It's one of the better stories I've seen. This is one of AEW's high spots every single time. Like, I'm glad that people are enjoying this iteration of Timeless Tony Storm. So, man, it's such good character work, because it's a good build. I mean, Mariah May beat Tony Storm for the championship to begin with. So, like, for her to lose, or Tony Storm get her moment out in Australia, that's huge. That's big. That's huge. I'm happy for that. So Brody King and Buddy Matthews, now known as the Hounds of Hell, with Julia Hart, faced off against the Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan and Toa Leona. This match was like a fucking burly one. So, I mean, just like think about the big niggas in the match. Like, we're talking Toa Leona is that dude is fucking massive. Brody King fucking being as big as he is like it's like a mirror of each other. The only difference is that they had freaking Julia Hart by their side, but Julia Hart did not make any fucking difference and stuff like that at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? This was just a knockdown, drag him out, beat him up. Like, it was crazy. But at the end of the day, you know, Buddy Matthews and Brody King ends up winning this match. Winners, the new group called the Hounds of Hell. So it's going to be Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Julia Hart, known concurrently and forever now known as the Hounds of Hell. So that's that. After the match, Harley Cameron met up with the Costco guys again, and then they were interrupted by the Vendetta, who is Taya Valkyrie and Deonna Purrazzo. And then basically, Taya said that Cameron wants a shot at the TBS championship, but hasn't got a win on TV. And then freaking Purrazzo said that she was going to win tonight and then face Monet on Wednesday. So, like, you know, basically she's declaring herself to be the one to face Mercedes Moné for the TBS championship next week at Grand Slam. Deonna Purrazzo versus Serena Deeb versus Yuka Sasaki versus Queen Aminata. And at the end of the day, freaking Yuka Sasaki ends up winning. And this is huge for Yuka because she's an AEW original. I mean, she's the only one that I've mentioned here that is in the AEW video game. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, she's been in AEW for a long time. I haven't really seen her do any AEW things. Most of the thing I know of Yuka happened in either Stardom or out in Joshi Wrestling in Japan. So, like, you know, for her to win a match on this television show right here on Dynamite was very great. All four of these women had a fantastic match. Deonna Purrazzo is who she is. Queen Aminata is like a beast. Like, if you haven't seen Queen Aminata, you should watch Ring of Honor a little bit more, just to get to know her, like, you know, really, really, really well. And Serena Deeb, it speaks for itself. I mean, she's a former member of the Straight Edge Society. Remember when she was bald and fucking helping CM Punk and Luke Gallows do their bidding and all that stuff like that. But that's not the point. The point is, at the end of the day, Yuka Sakazaki wins, and she's gonna face Mercedes Moné for the TBS championship. Big Bill came with the mic in his hand, and he said that make sure that Hobbs got locked up for what he did, because they got, like, you know, they attacked each other in the back earlier in the night. And then he demanded that Hobbs and his bum knee hobble out here and shit. But Hobbs fought to security and fucking basically went after Big Bill. At the end of the day, though, Hobbs did a belly to belly off the stage into the table, and that ended that right there. So, like, Big Bill goes to the table, and they're gonna have to run the fade, like, in a real match, like, not no street fight shit. They're gonna have to eventually run the fade. So that might be like Collision next week, or it might be on Dynamite in Australia. So they gotta eventually run that fade. Here's a match that I was looking forward to with Konosuke Takeshita versus Katsuri Shibata. And, like, if you know me, I love my Japanese wrestling, but Shibata and Keshita is like that. At the end of the day, though, Takeshita whooped Shibata's ass. I mean, like, you know, Shibata gave everything he could, but Takeshita with that damn forearm and that fucking running knee, and then he hits the Raging Fire on top of that forearm knee with the Raging Fire combo. You're not kicking out of that. I'm sorry. Konosuke Takeshita for the win. And that was AEW Collision Results. And that was AEW Collision for the night. I really enjoyed that Shibata Takeshita match. And I'm glad that they chose that as the main event. Some people would have said Okada Commander, but no, Shibata and Takeshita was the right choice. Collision was kind of long, you know, like for it being the Saturday show, but it was like really, really, really good. All right, so now it's time for the main event. No pun intended to Jay Lyon and Midas Black. it is time for the fucking main event here. All right, so my experience from the House of Glory Academy, the House of Glory show, the House of Glory, just being a member of House of Glory, man. So I get at the function, and there's like a lot of us there. Like, we're just waiting on, waiting for some type of word, some type of setup, and everything like that. We all got called, we got talked to. They asked us if we were ready to sign up today. Like, they gave down like the little breakdowns, and Amazing Red talked to us. Charles Mason actually talked to us too before doing the show and everything like that. So like Charles Mason talked to us. He said like, he's been doing this for 7 years now, and you can see where Charles Mason is right now concurrently in his wrestling career. And I'm waiting for, actually, like, Charles Mason is one of my favorite wrestlers right now. Him, Darius Carter, the main event. There's like a lot of guys just here in like the New York, New Jersey, tri-state area that I want to see succeed, because like I've watched them for a long ass time. Jimi Hendrix is another one of those guys. Jay Bougie is another one of those guys, and I actually got to see and meet and link up with, like, it's just, oh my god, it's just incredible type shit. So yeah, like, they gave us the rundown. They were like, hey, if you're ready to sign up today, who's ready to sign up today? I hesitated for a second, and I thought about it. I was like, if I got the bread, I'll sign up fucking today. And luckily for me, I had the bread and I got to sign up. And, they went through the workouts and everything like that. I signed my name. I did all the waivers and everything like that. And then after the workouts was finished, then we got to have the seminar with Kurt Angle, the Olympic gold medalist, the Hall of Famer, all of that, like all the accolades in the world. Like, Kurt Angle came down to the ring. He sat down with us, and we all, like, in like a class kind of setup. Like, we were all like just front row, back row, and Kurt Angle was in the ring talking with us. The only crazy thing that happened while he was talking with us is that he fell inside of his chair, and he was like, that was the bump for the day, because like, he's not really doing any type of bumps and stuff like that. So the chair broke while he was sitting down. That was kind of like a little funny, but like at the same time, we're just like, oh, it's Kurt Angle. Like, we got him, they got him the chair back. Like, he got a more sturdy chair, and then he just basically talked to us about his wrestling career. He talked about his journey, overcoming addiction and stuff like that, from the painkillers and alcohol and everything of that nature. He talked to us about what it takes to be a pro wrestler, what it takes to do a pro wrestling match, and everything of that nature. So obviously, like, I can't reveal too much to you guys, because like, that's just gonna hurt the business, as Kurt would say. Like, there's certain things that I can say, and then certain things I can't. I'm not like gatekeeping or any fucking thing, but it's just the lay of the law of the land. So but yeah, man, like, the one thing I can say is that Kurt Angle really taught us a lot. And that was just like without me doing anything ring related, other than I got to set up the ring a little bit. Learned how to put the rope, the lining for, like, where they have like the logo of the show. I got to learn how to do that. I got to learn how to roll up the mats on the outside. Well, we set up the outside barricades, and setting up chairs and stuff like that. I know that this seems like menial and minute, but it's a big deal, because like, you have to start somewhere. And I was just trying to be as helpful as I possibly can, be available. Like, if any of the wrestlers was calling for like some assistance, if you work for Hog, if you are part of Hog, which now that I was a part of it, I dive right head first and trying to be known, trying to be available, trying to just do the best that I can be. Like, In the Marine Corps, we would call that being a boot. But like for this, I'll do boot shit all over fucking again. I don't give a fuck. Like I don't care. And just me being blunt, like, and what I love about this, as opposed to what the Marine Corps did, is that the Marine Corps treats you like a piece of shit when you're a boot. Here, everyone is like helpful and help, like, there's no like, oh, I'm better than you because I'm a wrestler, or I'm better than you because I've done this longer. It's everybody's just trying to help, and that's the thing. There was no snafus or anything like that, so I was pretty excited about that. And the best part is that I got to watch the House of Glory Final Warning right there, because I was already helping, like, fix everything up and everything like that. So, oh man, like, oh, it was so good, man. It's just so good. CBK, the Cold Blooded Killers, for those that don't know, Raheem Royale, J. Armani, Charles Mason, who I aforementioned, like, he's one of my favorites right now, and Kitano. They're known collectively as the Cold Blooded Killers and stuff like that. So CBK. But at the end of the day, like, this was a tag team championship match. For the House of Glory Tag Team Championship match, the Cold Blooded Killers, Raheem Royale and J. Armani were the only ones that came out, and they had a match with the main event. Now, the main event, also one of my favorite tag teams out in wrestling right now, they actually won this match, right? But the fact of the matter is that they technically lost, and let me explain. During the match, the referee got knocked out by Midas Black. He accidentally hit the referee with the tag team championships that J. Armani was holding, trying to, they were struggling. There was a power struggle between J. Armani and Midas Black. And then freaking Midas hit the referee, knocked him out. The main event hits the grand finale and then gets the cover. Nick Shin comes out, his referee, comes out, and then he counts the 3 fall, and the main event won the HOG Tag Team Championships. But the original ref came out and said, no, it's not happening. That's not happening. That's not what went down. It's a disqualification on the main event. So the champions remain Raheem Royale and J. Armani. So then Simon came out, who is like one of the commissioners. He came out, and then he basically laid down the law of the land and basically was like, yo, the referee decision is final. The crowd was not having it. They were not jacking it. Like, but I can give you another opportunity. And then Charles Mason then came out and then was like, look, main event, we tired of beating your ass. Like, we beat you once, we beat you twice. Like, what's it going to take? We're putting our tag titles on the line. So how about you put your tag team careers on the line? And without hesitation, Jay Lyon said, yeah, we'll accept because we know we could beat you type stuff. But Midas Black was not jacking it. And it, like, basically, like, the next House of Glory show could be the last time that we see the main event. If they lose, there's no more main event. There's no more favorite tag team. There's none of that, like, at all. So, oh man, I don't know. And then watching, I forgot what other show I was watching. It was like an indie show. They also had some friction going on over there. So I don't know what's going on with my chopped cheese boys, but man, I hope that they don't fucking lose. I want the main event to continue. Like, I just, like, it's not up to me. Like, that's up to them. But like at the same time, it's just like, damn, what is Jay Lyon without Midas Black? What is Midas Black without Jay Lyon? What is the main event? I don't know. It's kind of scary to think about. Next we had Casey Navarro, who you've seen on TNA television, First Class. Him, AJ Francis, and others. He came out and he was talking about how he used to be the House of Glory Cruiserweight 6-man champion until Fumi Nakuda came out. And then when Fumi Nakuda came out, freaking Casey Navarro was looking at him like, yo, who is this man? Like, why, what, what is this? He started making fun of him. He started saying all types of crazy shit. And then basically Fumi was just like, not like, he's just like, look, I'm here to wrestle. I'm going to knock your ass out. I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna do all this stuff like that. And then he was just ready to go in the ring. And then, so a lot of running around by Casey Navarro. Like, this was like a really very short match. If you want to even call it that, because like, once, Casey Navarro got in the ring and, after he stopped running, once, Fumi hit him with the one piece, bow, knocked his ass cold out. Knocked him out. TKO victory from Fumi Nakuda, son. Like, nah. Ew, it was crazy, man. Oh, that was really, really, oh, man. What a win. What I liked of is that Casey Navarro was on the he definitely was on the ground for a long time before the EMS lady went in there and resuscitated him, and he had to leave. He didn't know what hit him, so that was a nice little touch. HOG Cruiserweight Championship match between Darren Richardson, the infamous Darren Richardson, and another one of my favorites, the Mighty Mantequilla. Smooth as butter, smooth as silk, boy. Like, let's go. But Monte versus Darren Richardson. Darren and Monte went at it for a long time, and they had a good like little cruiserweight match. In the end, Darren Richardson ended up winning, and then he started trying to beat up Monte after the match, but Amazing Red came out and chased him. And what's pretty interesting is that when Darren ran out of the ring, he went inside the crowd, and then Amazing Red was basically like, hey, like, my people love me here at HOG, and the people definitely don't love you. He's like, yo, peep this out, grab him. Tell me why the crowd dead grabs freaking Richardson, and then fucking sends him over to Red, and then Red starts beating up Richardson again, and then he ran away. So, but still your HOG Cruiserweight champion is Darren Richardson, and I don't think he was too happy about Amazing Red keep chasing him and stuff like that. Eventually, they're gonna have to toss the fade. They're gonna have to run the fade against each other. So that'll be nice to see. There was a number one contenders match that happened afterwards, which featured the likes of Jarrett Diaz, JJ Doze, Dante Griffin, who was in like New Japan dojo, Jody Aura, who's part of the LPW scene, Sweet Cheeks Joey Silver, and Jay Bougie, who I aforementioned earlier before is another one of my favorites to watch. They had a fantastic match. There was even a spot where Jody Aura did like a broken arrow off the top of the turnbuckle into the outside, and that, whew, man. If you are interested in watching any of this is available for replay on Triller TV, so you can watch it yourself. Support House of Glory Wrestling and freaking support indie wrestling. So but yeah, man, at the end of the day, Jay Bougie was the one that ended up winning the number one contender spot. So, like I said, I'm not a fan for no reason. Like, Jay Bougie is that dude. He will eventually face Darren Richardson or whoever is the House of Glory 6-man cruiserweight champion at the time of whenever he's ready to face him. So Jay Bougie and Darren Richardson have a date with destiny sometime soon. Idris Jackson came out, and he was supposed to have a match with I forgot who was supposed to have a match with, Zilla Fatu, I think. But Zilla couldn't make it, so they had to make another replacement, and that replacement happened to be the Man Beast Rhino. And Rhino, man, like, he's still big, man. He's a big dude. That's a big burly dude, man. Idris ended up defeating Rhino, though, building up his momentum to go after the Crown Jewel champion, which Zilla Fatu is the Crown Jewel champion, so eventually got to run that fade. So The next match on the docket was one of my matches of the night, if not the match of the night. But I guess it couldn't be because the main event was just a tad bit better. But we'll get into that after I talk about my boy. Again, like I mentioned these guys as some of my favorites. Charles Mason versus Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks came out and the fans went crazy. I'm talking, we went insane. It was just nice to, oh man, like, it's good. It's one thing seeing it on TV, but like when you see somebody's entrance live, and especially with the controversy that's going on with Ricky Starks right now, it's, man, like Ricky Starks is different live. So, and that Louisiana boy knows how to freaking work the crowd. But as I aforementioned, Charles Mason, one of the cold-blooded killers, CBK. Yeah, like he's a beast too. So they don't call him the fucking root of all evil for no reason. So, they had a wonderful shit. I thought Charles Mason won a couple times, but Ricky Starks showed that he is who he is for a reason. Charles Mason did a valiant effort, but he was eventually defeated by Ricky Starks, which then like Ricky Starks, man. Mike Santana actually distracted Charles Mason in this match. Because like he was trying to cheat with the chair, and then freaking Charles Mason was looking for a chair, and there was a point where a fan even like grabbed the chair, and they like was like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing?" type shit, like like what's wrong with y'all niggas, like type shit. But that's neither here nor there. It didn't ruin the match or nothing like that. It was just kind of weird to see on the side, but Mike Santana grabbed the chair from Charles Mason, which caused Ricky Starks to get the victory over Charles Mason. So, and then just right after that, like after Ricky Starks leaves and Charles Mason leaves, House of Glory Championship match on the line, Mike Santana versus Kenta for the House of Glory Championship. Like, man, I said championship twice. I was so excited. But, yeah, man, these two beat the hell out of each other for like a good 15 to 20 minutes. And in the end of the day, Mike Santana wins against Kenta. And after the match, Mike Santana gave all the props to the world, talking about how Kenta is like, one of the living legends and stuff like that. So it went from booing Kenta to cheering Kenta to like, everyone like thanking Kenta at the end of the day. I've met Kenta before. He's a very nice guy, very humble. But like, being in Bullet Club, that's also pretty cool, pretty sick and everything of that nature. But this was Mike Santana's night, and he's still your HOG champion at the end of the day. So after the event was over, as you know, since now I am part of the HOG Academy, now we had to kick everybody out and then break down and stuff like that. The good thing is that we didn't have to break down the ring, but we did have to take all the chairs and clean up after everybody and stuff like that. I want to make this like a public service announcement. If you're at a wrestling show, clean the fuck up after yourself, please, for the love of Christ. Like, damn, like, it's not even at a wrestling show, at any show that you go to, whether it's fucking Broadway or fucking, football game, a basketball game. I know that they pay people to fucking clean, but goddamn, like, pick up after your fucking self, throw your shit in the fucking garbage, put it in the goddamn trash, like, take your shit with you. Like, don't fucking just up and leave. Like, you do all these things, you drink your little beers, you fucking leave them on the ground, you spill shit everywhere. Like, come on, clean up after your fucking self. Stop being so fucking nasty. Shit. Alright, that's my rant on that. Yeah, we like picked up the chairs, we took the graders off, taking the hooks things off of the ring, rolling up the mats and everything like that. So if that's gonna be like what my future entails, then so be it. Like, I'm ready to learn everything there is to learn. Like, I'm just gonna try to be a sponge and be a part of this as best as I can. And it's not about just being coachable. It's about like being coachable and actually retaining the information. They're not just gonna fucking tell you to do dumb shit. You got to listen to what they say. Don't like take the information what they're giving you. You don't know fucking everything underneath the sun. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And I'm just ready to be on the journey. It's okay if you don't know, but yeah. That was my experience at the House of Glory Academy Championship, promotion, wrestling school. Like I'm just so super excited and grateful for this next part of my journey. But don't worry, guys. I'm still gonna be doing the CardMess podcast every fucking day. This does not stop. The work doesn't stop here. It only gets better from here. So, I will be covering Raw tomorrow. A little preview of Raw, and obviously like continuing during the week, whatever other events is happening today. I'll be trying to see what happens today, like wrestling wise. If it's there, then I'm gonna cover it. So thank you guys for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. Three Faces of Jamal here. Listen to the CardMess. Join the CardMess Facebook group. That's the best wrestling group out there. Please, we all talk pro wrestling and everything like that. That's where you get the news. Shout out to my boys, the Sharpshooters, for doing their thing. The Jabberteers podcast are doing their thing. Freaking, everybody that's doing a podcast. I just met one of the people at HOG. They have a podcast on pro wrestling. They just started. Go shoot them a like, shoot them a share, shoot them a subscribe. The Go Home Bros. The last thing that they talked about was the Raw on Netflix. So go ahead and give them a listen, a like, share, and subscribe to that. Man, I'm ready, man. I'm so fucking ready. This is a big opportunity for me. The road to WrestleMania is happening. I'm joining wrestling school. Like, the podcast is going good. So everything is good. Life's good, man. So with that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Damn, this was a long episode, but I'll see you guys. Peace.